folks are late to the process, and I really don't think you should take a position either way. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next. Online, do we have somebody? Yes. Go ahead.
Yes. Hi, Commissioners. Joe Peterlin. Just wanted to comment on the water system and the slow speed at which things seem to be moving there with the merger of the Cary system and the port system. And disappointed that things are taking this long. It seems like the board is overextended with too many projects with Sweetwater and the Oyster House and the pier, all remaining unfinished. And looking at the notes from the purchase discussion when the Cary water system was purchased, Director Coppola had recommended that the system be purchased between $500 and $1,500 a connection, and the board apparently decided that taxpayer funds would be appropriately used in spending $447,000 for the system, probably the highest price ever paid in the Washington State history for a Class B water system. Now, if the board thought it was that important to spend that much money for a water system, then why is it taking a year and a half to have that system merged with the current port system? When the current port system had, when we first came in our last time was represented to us, there was 332 connections available, and then we found out after the fact that there's only 132. So there's been a lot of issues with the system and what's been represented, and it seems that it should be a high priority given the current discussion between our legal representatives, that the court would be moving very quickly to get this merger wrapped up and be taking this matter seriously. So I just wanted to comment on that we are concerned about the time to safety, concerned about the direction the water system is going, and it seems like if the port can't properly manage the water system and the improvements that's needed to keep development moving in the path, that it should look at selling the water system to Washington Water or another capable water purveyor in the area. So just wanted to make that comment.
You have 20 seconds.
And so that this can be addressed. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else in the audience? Would you like public comment? No? Okay. Okay, seeing none further, do I have an approval of the agenda? Do you want to add or subtract anything?
No,
Okay.
I approve.
Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the agenda.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. Okay, consent agenda items. Would you like to make a motion?
I don't have.
And I think if you can bullet point, I think, or do you want everything read?
I can do that.
Pardon?
I can do that for you
Okay,
guys.
great.
Sorry, there is no phone notes this meeting.
Yeah, that's all right.
So it would be the special meeting briefing workshop minutes of May 1st, 2025, regular meeting minutes, May 12th, 2025, with the correction of the spelling on Barry Betzinger's name. May Treasury Journals fund totaling $14,240.06, includes all of DNR Timber Trust, Kitsap Bank transfers, agency refunds, interfund loans, and accrued agency interest. May Treasury Water Fund stub fund total $7,347.14, includes all Kitsap Bank transfers, interfund loans, and investment interest. May IDD Fund investment interest $122.20, year to date $501.32. IDD investment total $35,613.46. May Water Fund investment interest $162.25 with a year to date of $428 $1,000,000.62, and a water fund investment total of $55,749.50, and loan repayment from general fund to water fund per resolution number 2024-015 of $1,206.03.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve?
I make a motion, we approve.
Okay, I'll second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Commissioners report. Michael, what have you got?
Well, let's see. Of course, I attended the last regular meeting. On May 15th, I went to see the meeting about the Belfair sewer system and with the connection to Kitsap, because I believe that's important since it affects our economic development in this area, which is what we're here for. That's what we do.
Oh, you have to holler, I guess. Holler into the
I
mic.
was just saying, attended the meeting on the 15th for the sewer system with commissioners and Kitsap County, especially considering what we do is it affects the economic development in our area, so we should definitely be a part of it and should actually be more of a part of it than we have been, in my opinion. June 3rd, I attended the workshop, and EDC meeting's not till later, so that's all I got.
Okay, great. Mine might be a little too much wordy, but of course, the May 12th regular port meeting, May 14th through the 16th, I attended the Washington Public Ports Association Spring Conference. Some of the takeaways, they have legislature's got a bill about trying to, actually it's the media that's trying to get a one-day turnaround for asking for any public records. They want to turn around in one day. And it's because they want to do, stories, so they want things right away. But as you know, Washington Public Ports is fighting against that because, like us small ports, there's no way we could get that turned around in a day. So that's one of the things, take away from there. The other thing was just an interesting tidbit. There's a Columbia Basin project, and this is mostly in Eastern Washington, which, supplements our food, income, taxes, the whole ball of wax. And that was really interesting to see how big a project that is. Another little tidbit on too, I guess, I don't remember what year this was. I think it was in the early 2000s that the state authorized water rights for more water than what they had available. And so that's one of the things that they're trying to remedy down there. So I thought that was interesting. There was a lot more. There was legislative updates as well. I don't know how boring that will be for everybody, so I won't go into that. The other item would be, I wanted to say about Peninsula Regional Transportation Organization. I was not able to attend because that was the same time that Washington Public Ports was, but they would like your review on the 2025 Regional Transportation Plan update. And actually, I think it's in 2 days is the deadline. So you can get online if you go to, I think WashDOT, the Washington Department of Transportation, and in there is Peninsula Regional Transportation Planning Organization. Or you can also get a hold of the coordinator, Thera Black, and she's Thera B at peninsulartpo.org if you want to find out more information. So there's that. And then, of course, I attended the June 3rd meeting. And then June 4th, I was at North Shore to greet all the shrimp season people, make sure they paid. And then June 6th, I met with Bonnie and Travis about the Oyster House and see what we can do to update and get things rolling. So there we go on that. Next is the Executive Director's Report. And as I had just mentioned, that Travis is on the road getting a pump repaired so we can get water back on board. Michael, would you like to, Justine next? Just want to introduce her, Justine Nix. She's going to read the executive director's report.
Okay, for the port's regular business administrative improvements, Don has a broken ankle and is out for a minimum of 2 to 4 weeks before he can be fitted for a walking cast. In the meantime, maintenance work is being completed by a host of volunteers, Commissioner Curtin, myself, and Director Merrill. And this was approved at the last special meeting, and he will start working with Rob Schmidt, probably tomorrow, to fill the gaps while Don is out. He attended the annual legislative wrap hosted by the Mason County Public Work Building on May 14th, 2025, in partnership with Shelton Mason Chamber of Commerce, North Mason Chamber of Commerce, Mason County, and the EDC of Mason County. The event was well attended, covered by Mason Web TV. There is a link in the executive director's report for that. On May 15th, Mason County Board of Commissioners held a special meeting about possibly extending the Belfair sewer system into Kitsap County. There's also a link there. During the course of May, Commissioner Director Merrill attended North Mason Chamber, and at that meeting, Mindy Carl and he presented material on the Sweetwater Park project and updated them on the current progress. The chamber voted unanimously to approve drawing an updated letter of support for the project. And then the Kiwanis, Joy Jean, I hope I'm saying that right, of North Mason Children's Outreach presented information about their organization at the month's midday Kiwanis meeting. Travis has added their brochures to the official literature carol upstairs. The port's annual report was filed with the state auditor's report on May 28th before the May 30th deadline. They will be in contact with the port later this year to begin the tri-annual audit of the port's bookkeeping. We have invested $0.4950 from the water fund and $35,613.46 from the IDD fund. The annual Memorial Day event produced by the Allyn Community Association, I've been saying Allyn Carey way too much, was well attended. The port presented the community with a new banner to replace the aging one that sits on the neighboring property owned by Barry and Vicki Betzinger. It was planned to get reinstalled a few days after the service, but with Don's injury, its installation has been delayed. Water system development. Water testing that DOH has required to be done has come back and is ready for submittal. These were routine tests that just happened to be due by end of year on both systems. Both came back with passing grades. The port is truly blessed with amazing water quality. Once West Sound Engineers finish the bid documents, a packet will be ready to go out for bid over the MRSC statewide system. This packet and the water testing are the last comments requested by DOH for approval of the consolidation project. The revisions to the port's water policy are taking more time than Director Merrill would like. They are still in the hands of the port's legal counsel and are making changes to the notes provided from the first check at making amendments. Once it is received back, there will be a scheduled special meeting with the water committee to add those last recommendations before both the developer contracts and the water policy are set before the commission for final approval. Water committee. The meetings are still postponed until we can get those back.
Sure.
Pier repair, we have a remaining balance of $443,074, and the remaining amount sunsets June 30th, 2027. Legislative reappropriation is confirmed with the signing of the state budget by Governor Bob Ferguson for the repairs to the current pier and designs of a new pier. Handrailing replacement. A new handrail drawing is being constructed by port staff for submitting to the Mason County Building Department for permitting. It will be updated. Commission will be updated as Director Merrill can. No change from last month's report on float maintenance. We are working on finding admin time to get some proposals. The floats on both the North Shore and Allyn facilities are in need of both being removed from the sealed plastic float tubs. This is something that has been done on a semi-regular basis over the years and is now due for preventive upkeep. Director Morrell will be reaching out to local diving companies to get quotes for both facilities. Pump out stations. With the power restored to the septic pump out station, it has been determined that plumbing repairs will be necessary for leak-free operation. Exploration of contractors that can repair will take place, and soon the time can be freed up to scope it out for MRSC. Oyster House relocation. We still have our 3 grants for completion of the Oyster House. It's totaling $41,044.47, plus the remaining Heritage Grants funds held by the North Bay Historical Society. The port's request that these 3 commerce contracts get extended to June 30th, 2027 is now confirmed with the signage of the state budget by Governor Bob Ferguson. Reappropriation gives this project some breathing room to work through the red tape and engineering process. There have been comments back from the draft request of qualifications for sending out over MRSC, and we hope to get those proposals out soon. Security report. No suspicious activity for the month of May.
Good.
And then this would be moving on to Squaxin Tribal New Journey. On July 21st, the Squaxin Tribal Nation travels from Arcadia Point in Shelton to the Allyn Waterfront Park. They will arrive around noon for the exchange of mutual respect. We're asking that the commissioners schedule this event in their calendars.
Doing that right now. It's good.
It's important. We're here for it.
And then the Belfort and Sewer extension included in the commissioners' packets are 2 draft letters, one in support of the Mason County Board of Commissioners extending the sewer into Kitsap County, and one against it. Please review them and discuss if an action is necessary one way or the other. Case Inlet Fisheries Task Force. Travis was unable to attend the meeting. The No Child Left Inside grant awards have been released, and they didn't score high enough to receive funding. They will retool the grant and reapply next year.
Okay. Very good. Next would be the Port Regular Business and Administration improvements. I don't think that we need, since Travis isn't here to update any of that, then we can go ahead and skip that. The water system development. Jeff, do you have a comment, anything about that?
No, I mean, I've been talking to Travis, and basically the holdup, believe it or not, is not government, but private sector.
Oh,
And
yeah, right, because we're
engineer-
waiting on plant, I mean,
Right, and I'm sure there's a reason, but it wasn't originally that way schedule-wise, I know, because with Travis met with Mike, and I thought that they would push it through and have us well done by, actually in my mind, the end of April, but the worst case, end of May.
mm-hmm,
So, basically, that component's needed by Department of Health to say, okay, this is how you in effect intertwine the 2 systems together. And, otherwise Department of Health's not gonna let it go forward until that.
we get the engineering, correct?
Pardon me?
We get the engineering,
Yeah.
okay,
And, I mean, at least in the meeting I sat with, and I know Travis has had conversations since, that there was no, technically, engineering-wise, there was no, it wasn't technically, troublesome or anything on that side. The whole thing was more the red tape of engineering, putting it all down to writing, putting exactly down what was going to be done and how it was going to be matched up. But as far as the test, as far as the, the performance of, system, my old system, and all that's in between, it was felt that was equal to what I had mentioned when I poured it originally, what the port could do with our old system. And it looks like that more so. Like I mentioned in the workshop, if once we get this done, then the port can start collecting some data and hopefully address the max demand issue that's significant difference in port system